Khamzat Chimaev was neither entertained nor impressed with last night's UFC 272 headliner between top welterweights Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. The surging UFC welterweight arrived in Las Vegas on Thursday and tweeted his disappointment with the fight on Sunday morning. Khamzat wrote on his Twitter account, "Bullshit fight." Colby, of course, fired back at Khamzat during the post-fight press conference.
I don't watch fights of people who have, 3-4 fights in the UFC. I mean, he should be mad at his mom. His mom named him Cum Shot. Like, that's embarrassing, man. Like, don't get mad at me, bro. Get mad at your mom. She named you Cum Shot.
Covington outworked Masvidal to take home a unanimous decision victory after a dominant display of boxing and wrestling at a packed-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Chaos called out Dustin Poirier in his post-fight interview and seemingly paid no attention to number 11 ranked Chimaev. Chimaev is hoping to secure a number 1 contenders bout against Covington after he takes care of business against former title challenger Gilbert Burns at UFC 273. The pay-per-view, which is expected to feature Burns versus Chimaev on the main card, is scheduled to take place on April 9th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida. Some UFC fans have shared a similar opinion to Chimaev online since Covington and Masvidal's showdown transpired. With so much bad blood, fans expected a real war that they were never really going to get. Masvidal is a knockout puncher, but Covington is a true grappler and the tactics he used to win the fight. Chimaev's next fight was announced on Saturday night as he will officially take on Gilbert Burns at UFC 273 on April 9th. Since debuting in the UFC in 2020, Chimaev has gone a perfect 4-0, winning a Performance of the Night bonus in each of his outings. Even more impressively, in his 4 octagon appearances, Chimaev's opponents have collectively landed just 1 significant strike on the outspoken fighter. It's a level of dominance that has propelled Chimaev up the welterweight division, where he's currently the number 10 ranked fighter in MMA Fighting's global rankings. Now, all signs point to Chimaev taking on former welterweight title challenger Gilbert Burns next, a fight Chimaev is very confident he will win. Chimaev told RT Sports, "All those numbers mean nothing. To be honest, I don't see a real challenge in him. We'll see. Everything may happen in a fight, but I am confident as usual. I think I will just smash him with my skills and power. I feel that way. He might feel different, but I will go there and do what I did the last time." The last time Chimaev competed, he mauled welterweight contender jingliang, putting the Leech to sleep with a rear naked choke in the first round. And should Chimaev be able to make good on his prediction against Burns? Boers believes that the fight will be a stepping stone to a number 1 contenders match, or possibly even an interim title fight against the winner of UFC 272's main event between Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. Chimaev continued, "I think they will give us a great fight. Masvidal is a slight favorite for me, but Colby is also a tough guy. He fights well. We'll see. I think it's 50-50. I don't care which one of them wins. I'm fighting Burns now. Then after beating Burns, hopefully I will fight the winner of Masvidal Covington, because it seems like Usman had a hand injury and needs time to recover. I hope he will recover soon. I'm waiting for this guy too. Looking forward to fighting him. But for now, I think the winner of our fight with Gilbert will fight the winner of Masvidal Covington for the interim title or just the number 1 contender spot. Then Usman should come back and we'll fight him. This looks like a good plan to me." Usman is currently sidelined after undergoing hand surgery recently and is not expected to return until the summer. When Usman does return, Leon Edwards is expected to get the next shot at the welterweight title. Of course, all of Chimaev's plans are contingent on the UFC getting the fight booked against Burns. And though the two have been going back and forth on social media, an official bout agreement has yet to be signed. But Chimaev isn't all that concerned by the delay. The Swedish fighter says he is currently working on having his US visa renewed, and that if Burns ultimately won't sign him, he's happy to take on anyone on his path for the title. Khamzat finished the interview by saying, "I have no problem if the other guy doesn't sign the contract. That's it. Anyway, I don't care. If Burns doesn't sign it, anyone from the top 10. I just need to fight, get my money, and move forward. If I kill everybody one by one, they won't get away from me." What do you think about Chimaev's reaction to UFC 272? What is your prediction for Boers versus Dorino? Drop your opinion in the comment section. Usman reacted to Colby's win. It appears Kamaru Usman is open to a Colby Covington trilogy in the future. UFC welterweight champion Usman had a front row seat to the grudge match between Covington and Jorge Masvidal, which headlined this past Saturday's UFC 272 event at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Usman is sitting comfortably at the top, having defended his title against both Covington and Masvidal twice. But after Covington scored a lopsided unanimous decision over Masvidal, perhaps he can see himself throwing down with Covington one more time.
UFC 272 came to a close as expected. I knew that Covington's wrestling was going to be the big difference. Masvidal had moments in there, but Covington did his thing. So, maybe down the line, I smashed.
Covington's performance even got former UFC lightweight champion and recent Hall of Fame inductee Khabib Nurmagomedov approval. In his first outing with Covington at UFC 245, Usman was able to finish the fight in round 5 after a back-and-forth battle. Their rematch at UFC 268 played out slightly different. Usman dropped Covington early before Covington rallied, but ultimately, the champion proved to be too much once again. Following his win over Masvidal, Covington proceeded to call out another former American top team teammate in Dustin Poirier, cutting an immediate promo in the cage. Usman is projected to defend his title against Leon Edwards sometime this summer after he heals from his hand surgery. Kamaru Usman also reacted after UFC President Dana White suggested that Chimaev vs. Burns will be a #1 contender fight. UFC 273, which takes place on April 9th in Jacksonville, Florida, will feature Khamzat Chimaev vs. Gilbert Burns in a welterweight bout. Khamzat last fought at UFC 267 in October of 2021, beating jingliang in the first round. Burns last fought at UFC 264 in July of 2021, beating Stephen Thompson, 16-6 in MMA, by unanimous decision. Kamaru Usman has weighed in on Dana White, suggesting it will be a #1 contender fight. During the UFC 272 post-fight press conference, Dana told media members that having Chimaev and Burns compete for a UFC welterweight title shot doesn't sound too bad. Makes sense, White said, but Usman disagrees. That belief was shared by the champion during a media scrum before the UFC 272 weigh-ins in Las Vegas last week.
I mean, this guy hasn't even fought in the top 10. He hasn't even beat anyone there. So, I mean, Covington is still standing in the way. So I think there's still a couple more fights that he has to get through. But like I said, I love to compete. I love to compete. When that fight presents itself, I'll be here to compete.
Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion, whose only loss was to Jose Caceres way back in May of 2013. The Nigerian Nightmare doesn't believe Khamzat hasn't earned the right for a #1 contender fight, as he hasn't even fought in the top 10 yet. White once said that nobody wants to fight Khamzat, that fighters are scared of him, and why wouldn't they be? Until now, Khamzat has finished all of his opponents. Some say that Chimaev will be the next UFC megastar. What do you think? Will Khamzat be able to go through the top contenders of the welterweight division? Who do you think would win between him and current champ Kamaru Usman? Let us know in the comment section down below what you think about this intriguing fighter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.